On July 20th, 1969, history was made. For the first time ever, a human had set foot on the moon. Now, let's take a step back to see what even led to such a momentous event. The Cold War began in 1947, where tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union could be cut with a knife. With the rise in tensions between opposing political beliefs and a race for technological advances with the nuclear threats from both nations, almost everything including both the United States and Soviet Union was a competition, ranging anywhere from chess to the Korean War to the space race. On October 4th, 1957, Sputnik, a satellite and the first ever man-made object launched into space, was released by the Soviet Union. The United States saw this as both a threat and a challenge, and so the space race commenced. In response to Sputnik, the United States created NASA in 1958 with the intent to send the first man into space, but were beat to the punch by the Soviet Union once more, who sent the first man into space 2 months before the United States would. Then, in May of 1961, President John F. Kennedy would make the claim that the US would land on the moon by the end of the decade, challenging the Soviet Union to a rematch and the final breath of the space race. In a desperate need to win the race, funding for NASA went up by 500% for 3 years to fund the Apollo program, which meant many drawbacks, including the deaths of 3 astronauts as a result of the spacecraft catching fire. Despite all this, the United States would still end up sending the first men to the moon, Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong, whose footprints and famous line,
"It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." Oh, that looks beautiful.
would stamp a place in history as a United States victory in the space race. This fateful moon landing holds a great significance to American history. With many protests against the Vietnam War, protests held by the Black Panther Party, and protests for the women's suffrage movement alongside many disagreements within the nation, the United States faced a time of discord. The moon landing gave the people a sense of unity and a boost in morale, while also signifying a dominance over the Soviet Union, as the moon landing also meant a win in the space race for the United States.